This is 5.6, graphing linear inequalities in two variables, continued. So you spend at most $15 on grapes and apples. Grapes cost $1.50 per pound and apples cost $1 per pound. Write and graph an inequality that represents the amount of grapes and apples you can buy. Identify and interpret two solutions of the inequality. So if I have x is grapes and y is apples, my inequality would be 1.5x plus 1y is less than or equal to 15. It's less than or equal to because it's at most. So that means I can go up to 15. I could spend 15, but I cannot spend any more than that. So to get this in slope-intercept form, subtract 1.5x on each side, and you get y is less than or equal to negative 1.5x plus 15. Now I can graph this, and my y-intercept is 15, and then my slope is negative 1.5. So if I go down and over, I have my line. I cannot have any negative numbers of grapes or negative numbers of apples, so I don't need to include the negatives. And then y needs to be less than or equal to, so I shade under my graph. One solution is 4, 4, which means I would have 4 pounds of apples and 4 pounds of grapes. I could do 6, 6. That is on the line, and since it's solid, it is included. So this would be 6 pounds of each. Now, you spend at most $12 on red peppers and tomatoes. Red peppers cost $4 per pound, and tomatoes cost $3 per pound. Write and graph an inequality that represents the amounts of red peppers and tomatoes you can buy. If x represents red peppers and y represents tomatoes, you have 4x plus 3y is less than or equal to 12. Graphing very similarly to how we did before, I have to rearrange my terms to get y is less than or equal to negative 4/3 x plus 4. So move your x term over, then divide everybody by 3, and you get this. My y-intercept is 4, and a slope of down 4 to the right 3. Y has to be less than or equal to, so I shade under my graph. All of these green dots are possible solutions. One of them would be 1, 2, and so that would mean 1 pound of peppers and 2 pounds of tomatoes. The inequality, 9x plus 5y is greater than or equal to 60, represents the number x of newspapers and the number y of magazines you must sell in order to earn enough points to earn a special school lunch. Graph the inequality. So I'm taking my inequality, and if I solve for y, I get y is greater than or equal to negative 9 over 5x plus 12. So my y-intercept is 12, and my slope is negative 9/5. So go down 9 to the right 5, and then draw your line. It's or equal to, so it's a solid line. Then my y's have to be greater than this. So y's have to be above the line. So that means I shade the right side.